Insurrection was in the air. 98 is over and they're planning for another rising. And it was eventually to culminate with Emmet. And this is the story of the East Coast. It's the story of hope and bewilderment and disappointment. It's the story of Ulster. It's the story of Ireland. It's the story of the women who worked the land when the crops were almost rotting, when their husbands and friends were away fighting. It's the story of the ships who never came. It's your story, it's an Irish story. It's told from what happened at an inn up near Comber on the coast of County Down when a blizzard was raging and a horseman rode in looking for a bed for his horse and a bed for himself, and he sat at the fire in Andy Linden's pub, and he was he was a Fenian, and he sat at the fire with the Fenians, and he didn't know them and they didn't know him, and they didn't see him anymore until they saw him hang 3 years later in the jail at Downpatrick. And his story is put into verse and it's told up there still, and it goes like this. Into our town of a night of snow rode the man from God knows where, and no one said stay, nor no one said go, nor deemed him friend, nor damned him foe. But we stabled his big roan mare. Well, we're decent folk in our wee place, and we made the circle wide, and we wished the man the length of his days and a pleasant end to his ride. He looked out from under the slouchy hat, and he says there's a bit of a joke in that. We might ride in different ways. So whilst we sat and took our rays on our sets for into the glow, I nudged Joe Muir. Ask your man how far he came or how far he has got to go. But Joe wouldn't dare, nor Willie by Scott. And he drank no drink, neither cold nor hot, this man from God knows where. 'Twas closing time and late for by. When us ones braved the air, I never saw sleet like what fell that night, and I says I, you'll find yous for stopping there. But at squeak at dawn through the gable pane, I watched him pelt through the driving rain, and I juked from his roving eye. Oh, for Ulster, and the women cried for the standing crops on the land, and many a sweetheart and many a bride had his leaf has fallen where he had died, or fell by his own hand. 'Twas coming on to the heel of the year, and I went to Newtown Fair. I sold as I could. The dealers were near, £3.8 for the Inish steer. I wasn't bid for the mare. I met McGahon in the throng of the street, and he says the grass has grown under our feet since the hung young Warwick here. And he swore Napoleon had promised help to Emmet in Dublin town, and he said if you hung your pike on the shelf, hurry home at once, hot foot by yourself, and once more take it down. Be the Comber Road, I trotted the grey, and the sparks from his hooves did a bound, and I never drew rein down till Killaday. I was high on rising ground. For a week of days, us ones stood and watched and waited, anxious to go at it like men. But no French ship sailed into Clocky Bay, and we got the black news of a harvest day, that the cause was lost again. And Joey and me and Willie by Scott, as we stood in the harvest rain, and we swore to God we'd as soon as not be found in the thick of the slain. In the time of the hurry we had no lead, and we got little rest, and if anyone shook like a trembling reed, they never give sign, nor hilt, nor heed, not ever, even to them that knew them the best. Be Downpatrick jail I was bound to fare on a day I remember faith. And the people were gathered in hundreds there, and you wouldn't hear stir nor breath. And the soldiers were gathered grim and tall, for ince the scaffold built high for ince the wall. And a man walked out, for death. And I knew his strength and I knew his walk and I knew his strange up-country talk, for he spoke out brave and plain. That the wrongs might cease and the rights prevail, and we said please God to his dying hope and amen to his dying prayer when he bowed his head to the swinging rope. For the man that they hung in Downpatrick jail was the man from God knows where. And his name was Thomas Russell from County Cork.